Well, my friends, this is ADHD impulsivity at its finest. Last week, I dove into a lot of the different characteristics and traits of people that have ADHD or that are neurodivergent. They're often seen as like challenges or really negative things or disabilities, but in a different light and in a different perspective, they can actually be strengths. So this week, I'm practicing what I preach. This is totally off script. This is not planned. I didn't even take the time to put on makeup. I really wanted to talk to you while I'm feeling so passionate and so emotional about a lot of recent events that have been going on. Now, I'm recording this in mid-September. We've had some really heartbreaking world events with school shootings, with like political violence, and I'm not one to dive into the news a lot if it's negative or violent or just wants to go deep into all the drama of something that's not going to be uplifting and helpful. I tend to just not read it. I'm not sticking my head in the sand. I just really don't need all of the details. One of my friends posted a picture of one of the shooters on social media. And as I looked at him, he just looked so young. And I felt like that was somebody's little boy. That was once a beautiful baby, sweet boy. I don't know his life story. I don't want to read it, but I do know that that's a human that not at all condoning his violence, his choices, his actions, not in the least bit. I couldn't help but think, though, as I looked at the picture of that sweet boy, might something have changed if, as a child or even a young adult, he had learned to regulate his emotions? Might his life certainly have been different? What about the victims that lost their life? What about the terror and the heartbreak from everyone else that's affected? Like the ripple effect from hatred and from violence, like it is so heartbreaking. And yes, I know that there's debate here about like guns and gun control. And that's a conversation maybe we can save for another time. Like it's not out of place necessarily to want to talk about that. But I'm focusing more on like what caused it. Like there's plenty of kids with access to guns that aren't doing things like that. Again, I'm not saying that they should have had access, but you get what I mean. Hopefully. I just want you to realize, like, the fact that you're listening to this podcast, the fact that you're tuning into my YouTube channel, the fact that you're joining us in things about emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, helping with emotions. Like, why am I so obsessed with this? Yes, it happens to be my ADHD hyperfocus, so I can go super deep, like into learning the neuroscience. Let's discover our brains. What's going on? How can we help? Like, yeah, it's my hyperfocus, but it's a really, really timely one because much like we have that ripple effect of emotional dysregulation in the world, you, my friend, can have an incredible ripple effect for emotional regulation in the world. Your choice to be here right now, listening to this podcast, watching this YouTube video, whatever way you're tuning in, I don't really care. The fact that you're here, that you're trying, that you're showing up, this speaks volumes about you. You're not going to get it perfect, neither am I know, but you are facing in the direction of trying. You're investing in your family's emotional health. You're trying to help your kid. You're trying to help yourself. That ripple effect can never be understated. Your choices, your efforts, your intentions, those matter so much. They matter so much. And when I think of why I'm so passionate about what I do, like why am I so passionate about helping families? I believe that families are the fundamental unit of society. It's like our basic building block. It's the atom of society, if you will. And it's the people are the atoms, and the atoms combine and they make molecules. So the family becomes our molecules of society. The children that our families are raising. And I know teachers have an important influence on them, neighbors, aunts, uncles, grandparents, friends. Everyone has an important influence on family. The influence of the family on the child is definitely the biggest influence. And so when we think about the influence that you have as their parent, that your family has on that child of our upcoming generation, I believe that every single effort to help them with their emotional intelligence is important, because emotional intelligence, particularly your ability to manage your emotions, to go from a dysregulated to a regulated state, to handle intense emotions without completely losing control over what you're doing, like that positively affects every single area of your life. I can't think of an area of your life that will not be better as you learn to work on your own emotions. I can't think of an area of your child's life that won't be better as they learn to work on their emotions. And so, yes, I get really excited about it. I have all the books and all the things, and sometime I'll do a podcast episode showing you a lot of the books that I've read and that I'm reading and that are on my list. But it all comes down to the fact that I am continually learning. Like, I'm still a student. I'm still taking courses. Right now, I'm taking a course to help me better understand the neurology of what's really like nitty gritty going on. And it's fascinating. I'm still learning and growing. With as much as I've learned and all that I know with my multiple degrees and, all the experience, learning is going to be a lifelong process because I believe it matters so deeply. And as we help children with their emotional regulation, we are literally creating ripple effects for now and for your child's future and for all of the people that they influence. Right? There is so much evil. There's so much hatred in the world. And all you have to do is turn on Facebook, and I am constantly shocked at people that just randomly leave really negative, hurtful, stinging comments on social media for people that they've never met. And I can't help but think, if you could look into my eyes in real life, like we're at the park sitting next to each other, would you really say that to me? Would you really say that to that mom? I don't think so. This online world has taken away some of the humanness, right? Where I don't have to see the hurt in their face when I leave that comment. I don't have that natural consequence anymore. So it is up to us. I can't control the fact that we're in an online world. I can't control so many things. So it brings it back to, what can I control? I can control myself the most, right? You can control yourself the most. I can control my intense love for my children, my intense love for other humans, my passion for helping families, my passion for helping children. I can control that. I can control my ability to learn how to teach children, to do what I can to find more children that need what I have to teach. Like, that's why I'm so passionate about my brain, body, and emotional education class for kids. It's about helping empower the next generation. Why am I so passionate about working with parents? Because they're the ones that are empowering the next generation. And that leaves this incredible, widespread effect in the world. And so, yes, we live in a world with a lot of bad. There's a lot of that out there. But do you know what else there is? There's a lot of good. And I firmly believe, we see this with AI. Like, is AI being used for bad? Also being used for good. There's so much bad in it. That's all we see. That's all we're going to see. Yes, it's there. I'm choosing to not focus on it. Join me. Let's choose on focusing on, what good can I bring to this world? What can I do to combat this world? How can I be kind and empathetic, even in an online world where I don't have to see their eyes when I say my comment? Even if I'm never going to meet this person again, what can I do? How can I regulate my emotions? How can I show up the way that I want to? And how can I be that example for my children? How can I help my children develop empathy and kindness and generosity, patience, forgiveness, repair? How can I teach this to them? It matters. And yes, there's bad. Let's combat the bad with good. Instead of combating the bad by complaining about the bad, let's combat it with good. I know everyone's talking about the movie K-pop Demon Hunters. And so I was really resistant to see it. Like I was just not interested. We didn't even have a Netflix account, but my kids begged and they watched like the first half with friends. And so I agreed and we watched it. And you know what? I loved it. I was so surprised how much I loved it. And here's one thing that really stood out. If you haven't seen it, just like skip the next minute of this episode. But it's a little spoiler. If you have, then you're good with the spoiler. So we have in the movie, there's the K-pop Demon Hunters. It's a group of girls that are trying to get the demons or the bad guys who want people to think negative thoughts and do negative things and bad and harmful things in the world. They're trying to combat them. And these demons are like the head of the demons. Gives people thoughts like, you don't deserve a family. You're not good enough. Nobody cares about you. And he uses those thoughts to spiral them downward to where they stop caring about other humans also. And then he gets to take their soul. So these girls that are fighting them, they're like, we're going to take him down. And they go to this competition to take him down. They write this song called Takedown. And Takedown is full of so much hate. They're really trying to do good by like combating this evil. And they do it with a song that's really full of hate. Like they say in the song, like, you make my hatred want to grow. Right. And it comes from a good place. But this is what I loved about the movie as they try to use that song to combat evil. Evil grows. Do you get what I'm saying? And I know it's a movie and it's fiction and all that, but I loved that principle. It was when they dug really deep to accepting themselves, to loving others as they are, to forgiving, to looking for goodness. That is what healed. And that's what helped them overcome evil. Meeting fire with fire just creates more fire. Let's be the good in this world. Let's help our children be the good in this world. Please, I know none of us are perfect at this. But that's never a reason to give up. There is always hope. And if you're religious like I am, I really do believe that this is what God wants us to be doing. Whatever your religious belief. If we put a candle in a room, like the room is completely dark, the tiniest candle will always outshine the darkness. I believe good will always win over evil. Even though there's a big battle and a struggle, it's worth it. It will always be worth it. And I am so grateful for you, for the efforts you're putting in. Thank you for being here with me. Again, what we're doing cannot be understated. And I trust that this has been valuable. I didn't even introduce myself. So if you're new to my world, if you're just picking this up randomly, hi, I'm Emily Hamblin, certified teacher, neurodivergent mom of 4, and also emotional health coach. I've helped tens of thousands of families around the world with my business, Enlightening Motherhood, and I'm the host of this podcast. So I'm really excited to have you join me. Make sure you tune in next week. And by the way, if you haven't yet heard about the summit coming up, I'm hosting a completely free Raising Emotionally Healthy Families Summit. And it's going to be 5 days, more than 20 speakers. Like, oof, it's going to be so good. You can grab your free ticket at emotionallyhealthyfamilies.com. Of course, that link is in the show notes. And feel that this is a really timely summit. I'm so passionate about it because this is our time. This is our time, my friends, to really commit to doing the work we need to do to combat all of that bleh in the world and to bring more light. Will you join me in bringing light? I believe you will, and I hope so. Can't wait to see you at the summit, and I can't wait to hear what you're doing to bring more light to the world this week and how you're helping your children do that too. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again in 2 weeks.